lipid bilayer. The bilayer surrounds the cell, protecting it, and functions as a gate that allows molecules into and out of the cell. In our city, the cell membrane would be like a large fence surrounding the city that only allows certain molecules to go in and out of the cell. The nucleus is like the Capitol building of the city because it functions as the control center of the cell and houses the genetic information or instructions for what the cell is supposed to do. The mitochondria functions as the powerhouse of the cell by producing the energy the cell needs to perform its duties. This is just like a power plant providing energy for a city to use. The energy currency of the cell is ATP. The ribosomes act as factories which translate the genetic information, or DNA, from the nucleus into usable protein molecules. Proteins do the work in the cell. The Golgi functions as the post office in the cell and packages and modifies the proteins. The endoplasmic reticulum is the highway of the cell. It forms an interconnected network of tubules and vesicles and functions to transport proteins throughout the cell. So those protein-containing vesicles would be like the trucks on the highways of our city. Many of the protein-producing ribosomes are located on the endoplasmic reticulum. The lysosome is the trash man of the cell because it digests excess or worn-out organelles and proteins by breaking them down and removing them. There are actually two types of eukaryotic cells, animal cells and plant cells. Both types of cells are very similar, but there are three distinct differences. First, plant cells have a cell wall surrounding the plasma cell membrane. Animal cells just have a cell membrane. Secondly, there is often just one large central vacuole found in plant cells, whereas animal cells have a few small ones. The vacuole stores molecules needed by a cell and also isolates material that may be harmful to the cell. The final difference is plant cells have an additional organelle called a chloroplast. The chloroplast is the site of photosynthesis in a plant cell. Photosynthesis is the process of capturing sunlight and synthesizing glucose and oxygen from carbon dioxide and water. Photosynthesis is one of the most important biochemical pathways since nearly all life on Earth depends on photosynthesis as a source of energy. Animals metabolize the glucose from a plant source to produce ATP, the energy currency of the cell. Recall that all organisms need energy to do cellular processes. Do you remember which organelle is the powerhouse that generates ATP energy?